very difficult day for the NYPD and a lot of people.
Absolutely, Ernie. This all began as a shooting between two gangs, by the way. Police were called in, and one of the suspects who turned and fired at police as he was trying to get away, he is the person in custody here at the 25th Precinct in Harlem by now. By all math, he is a career criminal with nearly as many arrests on his record as he has years on his life, leading city officials to openly wonder what he was doing out as a free man. Randolph Holder, the fourth police officer killed in 11 months, represents more than a heartbreaking statistic. Shot once in the head as he pursued a suspect last night along the FDR Drive in Harlem. He died at the hospital, a loss of what officials consider the fabric that makes our city great.
He represented the best of our society. He represented our immigrant tradition. He represented our tradition of trying to make this place better for everyone.
Tyrone Howard is in police custody, captured a few blocks from the shooting scene, slowed by a gunshot wound to his leg. Police sources say Howard has been arrested 28 times. Assault, robbery, narcotics. In 2009, it was for a shootout that struck an 11-year-old girl and 78-year-old man. Yet Howard was released after being arrested in a big gang crackdown last year, a program run by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office called a diversion program. The police commissioner flat out lamenting the DA office's decision to release Howard.
I'll speak for myself. My understanding of this individual's track record, he would have been the last person in New York City I would have wanted to see in a diversion program. He has shown no propensity, with the number of arrests over a many-year period of time, for changing his ways.
Even as Howard allegedly killed police officer Holder last night, he was already being sought for another shooting on September 1st, a gang turf war. Skipping court appearances, he was on the run. Community and religious leaders today tore into those in their own community who knew Howard, yet did nothing to report him to police.
The ridiculousness of anybody allowing or knowing this individual to have been a shooter and not saying anything to turn him in, it actually jeopardizes the relationships that we see to build to make our communities better.
Questions about what a community should be doing better, and respect for Officer Holder, a salute to a man who followed in the footsteps of his father and grandfather, all cops, now making arrangements to say goodbye far too prematurely. Now, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office saying they actually oppose the diversion program for Mr. Howard. By the way, the 30-year-old has 3 pieces of evidence stacking up right now. Eyewitnesses through which he has been identified in lineups, physical evidence, and video surveillance is what the NYPD says they will have up against him. Ernie?
All right, Arthur, thank you very much. And as we know, Officer Holder's family and friends are struggling right now to come to terms with his death. This afternoon, his father, stepmother, and other relatives, friends, and fellow police officers tried to console one another. Officer Holder was a 5-year veteran of the force, and family members say the 33-year-old fulfilled his childhood dream of becoming a police officer, following in the footsteps of his father and grandfather. The family moved here from Guyana about 11 years ago and say that it was a proud day when he graduated from the police academy.
It's very sad. He lived his whole life trying to serve others, and he paid the ultimate sacrifice protecting, the people that of the city.
After a funeral service here in New York, Officer Holder's body will be flown to Guyana for burial there. Joining me right now to talk more about this is Peter Moreno, former decorated NYPD captain. Peter, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
I know how you feel about this. A very sad day for the NYPD and the Holder family as well.
It is. He's a member of a much larger family, too, I understand. He comes from a police family, but
yes.
It's also important to note that he is part of the aggregate of the police family around the world. When a person becomes a police officer, they become a member of that large family, and that family will come together now.
Yes, and there are many police families, as we know.
Yeah.
We've heard this story, unfortunately, before. And, the sad thing here is that this is a reminder of the grim dangers that are involved in being a police officer, particularly here in New York City, and the sacrifices that are made.
I think that the public should rest assured that this is just another example of how diligent police officers are around the country, around the world, in New York City in this instance, because regardless, notwithstanding the recent difficulties we've had, police officers have had in the press, these officers are still out there doing their due diligence every single day and night when you're asleep.
And he is the, as we said, the fourth police officer killed in the line of duty in the past 11 months.
Yeah, it's sad. We had the police department had a pretty good run in New York City for the last few years, where deaths of officers in the line of duty had dropped. But I hope that this is not a return to the previous decades where it was more common to see this.
Well, you know, our hearts go out to his family. I happened to be caught in that traffic last night on the FDR Drive, and we got out of our cars. There were thousands of cars backed up, and if you could see the reverence that people had when they heard down the line that a police officer had been shot, it was quiet, it was still, it was very, very respectful.
That's very nice to hear, and I think that you know, New Yorkers are a strong bunch, and they understand that the NYPD is there to help them.
Thank you very much. Peter Moreno, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, in other news developments tonight, we have this story to report. After months of speculation, Vice President Joe Biden said today that he is not running for president. He made the announcement from the White House Rose Garden. Biden says his family's grief after the death of his eldest son, Beau, influenced that decision. Some consider this a boost for the Democratic frontrunner, Hillary Clinton.
I will not be a candidate. I will not be silent. I intend to speak out clearly and forcefully to influence as much as I can where we stand as a party and where we need to go as a nation.
And Biden did not mention any Democratic candidates by name, but said the party's nominee should run on the president's record. All right, joining us right now to talk about the weather is Nick. I know we have warmer weather here.
Yes, we do.
But you're also keeping an eye on that Chicago weather.
Well, we have
tonight.
to for the Mets tonight, of course, and I think they're going to be fine.
You think so?
Yeah, they have a couple of showers there earlier, but they're sort of scattered about here. And again, as we take a look again, things should be fine there.
Well, we've had some good weather here.
Oh yeah, this is looking at Skyfox HD. What a beautiful sunset coming up here right now.
What
a
temperature today, Nick?
Well, we were in the middle 70s, which is way above average for this time of the year, hitting 76.
Swimming weather.
So, well, just about, yeah.
Just about.
In fact, it's still, 63, 64 degrees or so as you go into the ocean. So, if you want to tough it out, I suppose you could do it. Surfers are still out there doing it. We're going to have another mild day tomorrow, just like today, probably 75, 76 once again, before another cool front slides along, and that will cool us down as we head into Friday, into the weekend. 57 was a low this morning, but notice how above average those numbers are. 84 the record high, 32 the record low, that was in 1974. 714 should be pretty sunrise down at 607. 68 now. Humidity, not too bad, still pretty dry. Winds out of the south, though we do have some clouds scattered about, and the pressure's 30-24 and holding steady. But look at these highs. 78 Poughkeepsie today, mid-70s just about everywhere else, down even to Belmar, and 75 at Islip, a little cooler at Montauk. We broke 70 at Monticello as well. Now some 60s are appearing, particularly along the coast. 64 at Belmar, 62 at Islip, back to 68 in the city, and Monticello 66, but 74 still coming in up there in the Hudson Valley by Poughkeepsie, and a lot of areas seeing about a 2 to 5 degree change from yesterday, but we're almost about the same as we were 24 hours ago from the city on to Long Island. And a wind out of the south, more of a south wind now versus a southwest wind that we had earlier and yesterday. The wind will go back to the southwest tomorrow, so that's why we're talking about another mild day coming up in the forecast. Nothing on Fox 5 Sky Guardian. Don't expect any rain until potentially tomorrow evening, when a few showers may get here, and I think really most areas are just going to stay dry. And right now there's a front stuck off to our north here. That's where some of the showers and the clouds are, but if you look at again the bigger picture, this cold front over to the north and west, that's the one that's bringing a shower to Chicago right now, but there's nothing off to the west there, so they should get the Mets game in okay. We'll have another mild day, sun and clouds climbing quickly through the 60s, 70 lunchtime tomorrow, 76 tomorrow afternoon. There's that evening shower as that front moves along, but the front keeps going, and by Friday it's sunny, breezy, cooler, upper 50s. We'll hold on to that nice weather into Saturday, and some of these showers may reach us on Sunday. Tonight, well, it's mild for the city anyway, 59 with some clouds, 40s to lower 50s in the suburbs. Tomorrow, sun and clouds, an evening shower, but don't count on too much of that. 76 again, the high for tomorrow, but down to 59 Friday, a gusty breeze, but sunny. 58 Saturday, nice day. A couple of showers Sunday at 65, then another front brings us back to the 50s Monday and Tuesday to about 60 on Wednesday.
Very nice.
It is nice.
Okay, and go Mets tonight, right?
Yes,
Good
yes.
weather, Nick.
You got it.
All right, coming up next here, we continue our series on the arts in New York City. Tonight, dancing and the ballet. Ballet, some people say. It's come a long way over hundreds of years. I'm going to show you how it's getting a modern update. We're coming back right after the break. Keep it here on Fox 5.
Closed captioning brought to you by the Lexus RX with 46 standard safety features.
For the Girl Scout meeting.
Okay.
Good job, team. For the Girl Scout meeting.
How many meetings are you having?
At Stop & Shop, prices have just gone down. The savings keep going up, which makes the checkout lane victory lane. My Stop & Shop. Take a fresh look at this week's prices, like 5-pound boxes of sweet and juicy tangerines for $4.99 and Domino granulated sugar for $1.49.
I love New York. These grapes are squishy. I need a shove. Can someone help me?
I love New York.
Yes, that's a real bear. I want a trip.
That is so exciting.
Play the I Love New York scratch-off from the New York Lottery. You could win trips to exciting New York destinations or up to $25,000 in cash.
Mom, this is hugely important. Is there anywhere in your house I can get a good signal? Anyway, you were saying.
It's a tragic love story.
I love tragedy.
What is that noise?
What? I'm on set.
What movie?
I'm shooting a movie about laundry.
Leave slow internet behind.
A movie about laundry?
Yeah.
The 100% fiber optics network gives you the fastest Wi-Fi available when you need it the most. Get out of the past. Get Fios.
As the season shifts, change is on its way. And with change comes opportunity. It's up to you to seize it. The 2015 Cadillac ATS. Current GM lessees can get this low mileage lease from around $269 per month. Visit CadillacTristate.com to locate a dealer near you.
Good. Stay, and lie down.
I'd like to take this time.
Roll over. Roll over. Almost. Roll over. Good.
It took Joel Silverman years to become a master dog trainer.
Roll over. Good job.
But only a few commands to master depositing checks at Chase ATMs. Technology designed for you, so you can easily master the way you bank.
Fox 5 News brought to you by Chase, so you can easily master the way you bank.
All right, welcome back here at 6. You know, you can trace ballet's roots all the way back to the 1400s. And while it still holds on to many of its classic qualities, it's open to interpretation, just like all forms of art. Liz Donham shows us more now as we continue our week-long appreciation of the arts in New York.
Michelle Wiles would command the stage during her time at the prestigious American Ballet Theater. She was principal dancer for 7 years and starred in every major role. This performance of Swan Lake from 5 years ago was her last.
That particular performance was my last performance at Ballet Theater. I wanted to expand my horizons. I wanted to learn new things.
Wiles started her own ballet company, Ballet Next. In this studio in the Garment District, Wiles puts the final touches on her upcoming show. The ballerina blends her craft with flex, a style of street dance built on improvisation. When Jay Don and Wiles come together for their duet, Don't Blink, it's something special.
People would have probably thought that ballet and flex would be two words that would collide and blow apart when actually they fuse.
It's experimentation and expansion and moving in a new direction.
The partners come from different worlds. Wiles classically trained, Jay Don learned on the streets. But they teach each other and bring something new to the art scene.
With ballet with Michelle, I've actually grown as a dancer, and it's made me more of a man doing what I do best, and I'm learning how to share more to other people the knowledge I'm getting through ballet.
It's this diverse programming of different pieces and different styles and different energies, and I feel like these collaborations are what's going to move the art form forward.
The show from Ballet Next will start October 27th and run through November 7th at New York Live Arts. From the Garment District, Liz Donham. Ernie, back to you.
Thank you very much, Liz. Great talent, all part of the great culture of our city. And we still have 2 more days in our Arts in New York week. Tomorrow, we hit the streets and the subways to see everyday people trying to earn a few dollars and maybe kick off a career by performing for you. And then Friday, comedy in New York, and the one secret why New York helps young comedians succeed better here than anywhere else. We'll talk about that. But first, much more for you tonight, including this question. At what age would you like to retire? At what age are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? Are you thinking about retiring? At what age? Your answers are coming up. But first, Russ will join me with sports. We're live from Wrigley Field. We're talking about the Mets. Coming up next.
This is New York. There's a lot going on, and you're not always in front of your TV. That doesn't mean you don't want to know stuff. Download the Fox 5 NY and Fox 5 NY weather apps and get New York news, weather, and more. Sure, we want you to watch us on TV, but sometimes you can't. Get our apps today.
This is Isabel. Tonight, her serious foodie friends are coming over for dinner, and of course, she wants to impress them. Her phone rings. What time is dinner? Oh no, something's burning. The food? The chef? Probably both. Luckily, she knows no matter what, her dinner will be a hit. Because she's using Goya adobo, a flavorful blend of salt, pepper, garlic, oregano, and other Latin spices. Goya adobo, the perfect seasoning for real-life chefs. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
We at Time Warner Cable need to apologize to you. We no longer offer an excuse to stay home all day just in case the cable company decides to show up.
We're making a bunch of changes at Time Warner Cable, including 1-hour arrival windows. We'll also tell you how long our visit will take before your appointment starts. So now you're not stuck waiting on